Justice Binta Nyako of Federal High Court in Abuja has adjourned indefinitely after the detained leader of Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, as seen in a privileged video footage during today's court session, staged a resistance protest, insisting while confronting the judge face to face, including the prosecuting counsel, Adegboyega Awomolo, that Justice Binta, who is an indigene of Katsina State, state with former President Muhammadu Buhari, is biased, saying, Justice Nyako, who had held a political position of Katsina State Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice, that her court is not a court of law but a shrine of injustice, accusing the judge of poke-nosing with authorities to pass wrong judgment against him in order to be left off the hook by the federal government. Her son, Abdul-Aziz Nyako, and her husband, retired Vice Admiral Murtala Nyako, who was once Chief of Naval Staff, Deputy Chief of Defense Staff, pioneer former military Governor of Niger State, 2 times Governor of Adamawa State, who were impeached twice by Adamawa State House of Assembly for misconduct, one of the soldiers that fought against Biafra during Nigeria's civil war, a current member of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, who is facing corruption charges alongside his son in a criminal allegation filed before court of law since 2015 by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, over alleged cases of abuse of office, criminal conspiracy, theft and money laundering. Nnamdi Kanu could be seen in the video during the court session saying with confidence that Justice Binta Nyako cannot be the judge over his case in this life, adding that he would not appeal the decision of the Chief Judge of Federal High Court that returned the case file to Justice Binta Nyako for Nnamdi Kanu to request the judge recusal in writing and not verbal. Before him, the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court can consider Nnamdi Kanu's rejection of the judge after Justice Binta had earlier last year withdrawn from the case. With a marching and unwavering voice, the Biafra freedom fighter warned the prosecutor counsel to respect himself, else he would be insulted. Insisting, the prosecutor counsel, despite his old age, being a senior advocate of Nigeria, son don't know Nigeria law. Saying this with emphasis while reading from a document, he said it's a federal government gazetted law of national judicial ethical conduct before Justice Binta Nyako and prosecutor counsel, Adegboyega Awomolo, pointing out a section of the law that says the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court does not have right to tell a judge what to do. The prosecution and the court don't know the law, that is the fact. Poor knowledge of the law is killing Nigeria, Nnamdi Kanu said. Judge Binta Nyako thereafter announced the indefinite postponement of the proceedings. Kanu said during the proceedings that he was not happy with the decision of the Chief Judge, returning the case to Justice Nyako. The IPOB leader said he was only in court due to the respect he had for the rule of law, adding that the judge had previously withdrawn herself from the case. He said he could not be prosecuted while the case remained with Justice Binta Nyako. Prosecutor Adegboyega Awomolo, a senior advocate of Nigeria, son objected to Kanu's remarks and asked for a definite date for hearing, but his objection was turned down by backlash from Nnamdi Kanu. The prosecutor had said the Chief Judge returned the case file to Justice Binta Nyako for Kanu to formally raise his objection to the judge's continued handling of the case. Awomolo said since Kanu refused to file such a formal application, it was wrong for him to insult the court. My lord, you have excused yourself from this case. You cannot return to preside over it, Kanu insisted, his voice steady with a great confidence and courage. While speaking, the judge seemed to struggle to dispute his argument. His words cut through the courtroom like a blade, pointing out the apparent contradictions in the legal process that has kept him detained for years. Justice Binta Nyako stands recused in my case. She cannot try me. The reason she has refused to leave my case is because she is on contract with the federal government of Nigeria to jail me in exchange for the release of her husband and son, who are undergoing corruption charges in Nigeria, Nnamdi Kanu, while speaking with the press at the end of the court session. We had October 2024 reported that the Chief Judge of Federal High Court in Nigeria, Justice John Soho, has rejected the verbal plea by the detained Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB leader, Nnamdi Kanu, for the trial judge in the case, Justice Binta Nyako, to withdraw being the judge over the lawsuits. Justice Soho stated that Kanu's case was reassigned to Justice Nyako due to its prolonged nature, dating back to 2015. Given that Justice Nyako had handled the case for the most part, she was deemed the most suitable judge to see it through to its conclusion. However, the Chief Judge directed that if at the next hearing of the case, Kanu still insists on recusing Justice Nyako, he must file a written motion with an affidavit, stating all the grounds for requesting the recusal. We had reported in September 2024 that Justice Binta Nyako of Federal High Court sitting in Abuja have withdrawn from the case of the 10th Biafra leader, Nnamdi Kanu, after the trial could not commence following the Biafra leader's personal confrontation with the judge for the second time in the year. We had reported in May 2024 that, in a rare case in the history of legal proceedings in the world, Nnamdi Kanu, the detained leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, helped himself at the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja and played the role of a lawyer with full energy and vibrant command of words. With fearless loud voice defended himself with face-to-face confrontation with the trial judge, Justice Binta Nyako, and the federal government prosecution counsel, Adegboyega Awomolo. Kanu is being prosecuted by the federal government on a 7-count bordering on terrorism.
He did something in my case. I accused him. He was conscious official. I asked him to recuse himself. Why did the chief judge not insist I must write? He left my case.
If anybody is not happy with the case, which is you, then you need to go and appeal.
No, I cannot. Because I have a court order. I have a court order. You have recused yourself. I have a court order. Anybody who disagrees with this order of court, go to appeal court. That's what you tell me all the time. You are conscious official. You cannot preside over this case number again. Not in this life. You cannot. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. Awomolo here cannot force this court to preside on my case. You cannot. Not today, not till forever. You are recused and you stand recused. Tell the chief judge, Nnamdi Kanu said, go on appeal. I recused him from my case. The state recused Justice Adamawa from my case. I did not insist Adamawa must hear my case. I never insisted. So why must you insist to hear my case? I don't want you in my case. I don't need you in my case. You are biased. You are biased. You cannot be in my case. Awomolo should do the right thing. A chairman of the board of directors prosecution is impropriety. Nowhere in the world is such nonsense done. You cannot be hobnobbing with lawyers, hobnobbing with justices, and you're prosecuting a case. It's shameful. Absolutely shameful. Shameful. This is a record of law. This is a shrine to injustice. And I will not subject myself to it. You stand recused and you must take my case. You cannot try me. This man is not paying attention. There is an order of recusal. And he's a senior advocate, for goodness sake. There's an order of recusal. Is that not the rule of law? The law says if you disagree with this, Awomolo, you go and appeal. You are a grown-up man. Because of 300 million, you're behaving like a child. Go and appeal. Because of money. Because of money they're paying you from ATM surface, you are here standing and smoking evil. Because of money. A grown-up man like you say you have to want to behave like a man of honor. The rule of law says you go and appeal. His Lordship Binta Nyako will not try my case. Not on this planet Earth. I'm telling you that now. So stop wasting your time.
So that, I said, the issue of the past, that the defendant has indicated that he will not take a formal application. I advise that the Lordship give us a 70-day for hearing.
You are not well. You are not well. I'm telling you, this is what I'm not well. This is an order of court. An order of court says Justice Binta Nyako is recused. An order of court. Order she made as an order. The same Chief Justice writing the stupid memo he's writing. I recused him. He was conscious official. He sat on appeal. I took him to NJC. I recused him. Why did he not say I must sit on your case? Why in the case of his lordship is he insisting? He wants to embarrass her. He wants to embarrass your lordship by asking her to come and sit on this case. Is that what you're saying? There's an order of, give it to him. He doesn't have it. Give him an order of court. It's an order of court. Give it to him. He doesn't have it. An order, give it. He doesn't have it. It's an order of court. It's an order of court.
And wisdom is very important in this matter.
And telling lies.
It is not right for you to be insulting the teacher.
If you insult yourself, I will insult you. If you have no respect for yourself, I will insult you. Because you people are telling the law. When it comes to Nnamdi Kanu, you turn the law upside down. The law says one thing. If the law says this paper is white, when I go to court, they say it's black. When I say it's black, they say it's white. Is that law? I'm asking you, a senior advocate of Nigeria, is that law? Is the memo from Chief Judge, is memo from Chief Judge sufficient to set aside and a court order? The answer is no. Why do you want to change the law in my own case? His Lordship, Justice Binta Nyako, stand recused in my case. Cannot try me. Why don't you get it? Even your definitely get for trial, so you can do your mathematics you always do. People without shame. I have here before me for the benefit of Chief Awomolo, because it seems he doesn't know the law. So I will tell him, this is national judicial policy of this country. Please give them a copy each. National judicial policy of Nigeria, national judicial policy. I will tell you what it says. Because you don't know, I will tell you. Talking about memo from the Chief Judge of the High Court. Judicial policy of Nigeria, 1C. I'm reading. Robert. In the performance of judicial functions, an old man like this doesn't know the law. You don't know the law.
I'll put the petition. I'll put the petition.
I have a petition against Binta Nyako. I have a petition against her. Nonsense. Nonsense. Why is it when it comes to my case, they turn the law upside down? They turn the law upside down. Upside down. Upside down. Listen. This is the laws of Nigeria. The prosecution and this court doesn't know the law. That is the fact. Poor knowledge of the law is killing Nigeria. Poor knowledge of the law, they don't know the law. This is a federal gazetted law of Nigeria that says here that the Chief Judge of Nigeria cannot tell Binta Nyako what to do. It's here. It's your law. Just obey it. That is why I do what I do. I agitate for Biafra. I agitate for Biafra. My right to agitate. My right. They turned it from treasonable felony now to terrorism. Stop talking when I'm talking.
Sorry, sir.
Because these people, they are fools. They think they can mess. You can mess around with people who are not educated. I am an educated man. I can't show them the petition for the simple reason that if you show it,
What the judge said was that the case file was.
I don't recognize anything Binta Nyako said today for the simple reason that she has no jurisdiction to try me. None whatsoever. I came out of courtesy and respect. She stands recused from my case and cannot try my case. There are things that are happening in this country that a lot of you do not know. It is my duty to make that very, very clear to all of you today. Because the lies are too much. The lies are too much. I sent a petition to NJC. I don't want to talk about it. Justice Binta Nyako is using her position for personal gain. For personal gain. Her son and her husband are facing corruption charges. And they told them that if they convict me, this is what happens. You can see it. They don't want the truth to come out. Nobody wants the truth to come out. Nobody wants the truth to come out. Nobody wants the truth to come out in Nigeria. That's the problem. Who's that person? Who's that person? Nyako husband and son are facing corruption charges. They sent her to my case so they can release or smoothen the pathway for the husband and the son.
Who have the lights?
They are facing. It doesn't matter if they off it. In a corrupt society, that's what happens. They are very, very corrupt. There is a breach of judicial oath. They have violated the judicial oath. They have shown bias according to Supreme Court. They are biased against me. Supreme Court said so. And that is why what is happening in the judgments and rulings concerning me has been happening. So, disobedience to superior court orders. Supreme Court said you are biased. You are against this man. You should not have revoked his bail. Nigeria went to Kenya and kidnapped him. These things are in the public domain.
Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB lawyer, Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor has called out Anambra State Governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo over the arrest and detention of a well-known native doctor always on social media, Chidozia Nwangu aka Akwa Okukotiwara Aki, accusing the governor of violating the rights to religious practice of the suspect as guaranteed by Nigeria Constitution. This, as Governor Charles Chukwuma Soludo goes harder on Babalawos, which are spiritual native doctors foiling insecurity in the state, most especially those under the religious practice of Okite or Ezewani that are widely believed to be responsible for the encouragement of people into kidnapping, organs harvesting, money rituals, specifically rampant cases of stolen babies and boyfriends killing girlfriends for money ritual purposes, with the investigation indicating that some dangerous crimes in Anambra are committed by teenagers, minors or underage children, often misled and manipulated into the inhuman crimes by elderly ones, forcing the Anambra State government to enact a new law that is Start Homeland Security Law 2025 that came into effect on January 17, 2025, which banned anyone from advertising or showcasing on social media or any public place his or her supernatural powers to make people rich without any lawful means of legitimate business, forbids any spiritual native doctor from using their powers to perfect magical bulletproof for people to commit crime in the state, and strictly stipulated 25 years imprisonment with no option of fine for any spiritual native doctor that requires human parts or blood to administer charms or protection to anybody in the state. A careful study of the Anambra State Homeland Security Law, the government did not ban the practice of Babalawo, which are spiritual native doctor, but anyone who practiced his or her religion in a manner that violates other sections of Nigeria Constitution, public rights or the rights of any human being in the state. The native doctor, Akwa Okuko, in a video made available online on Saturday where he was seen interrogated by the Anambra State Deputy Governor, Onyeka Ebezim, said he has long stopped the practice of Okite immediately he heard about the Homeland Security Law concerning Okite, adding that he is not the owner of the social media account where supernatural powers for wealth and protection is being advertised and propagated. The Homeland Security Law stipulates 1 year imprisonment or a fine of 5 million naira or both for any landlord or house owner that rent his or apartment out to tenant without collecting a valid means of identification, details of work occupation of the tenant, and submitting same immediately to the President General of the community or leadership of his or her estate for onward transmission of the tenant data to authority. All hotels, guest houses, inn, lodges, motels, shortlets or any commercial dwelling places in the state are by the new law mandated to install CCTV cameras on their facilities with mandatory collection of valid ID card from guests or users of the HomeAway accommodation before checking them into their room. Report daily to appropriate authority the CCTV recording and data collected from the users, and failure to do so, the proprietor of the place of hospitality will be sentenced to 6 months imprisonment or a fine of 1 million naira or both. The law stipulates 6 years jail term or a fine of 20 million nairas or both for anyone found under the practice of okite or ezemani for the purpose of using his or her supernatural powers to make people rich without non-legitimate business or to administer bullet-proof charms to people to commit crime in the state. And such penalty also goes to anyone under the practice of okite or ezemani seen to have thrown items into the river as sacrifices or dumps on the road or any public place for the purpose of making people rich without legitimate business or bullet-proof protection for the commission of crime in the state. The law also stipulates 6 years imprisonment or a fine of 20 million nairas or both for anyone who claims to have any supernatural power and found to be misleading the public or any member of the public. The person, during investigation, shall be given the opportunity to prove his or her supernatural powers or given the chance to test the charms. And above all, any person or spiritual native doctor that requires human parts or blood of a human person to perform any rituals or charms will be sentenced to 25 years imprisonment with no option of fine upon conviction. That aside, few days ago, the lifeless body of Justice Azuka, the member representing Onitsha North 1 constituency in the Anambra State House of Assembly, was found by security operatives near the second Niger Bridge, with police saying the suspects behind the kidnapping and killing of the lawmaker were mostly between the age of 19 and 20, with some members of the public identifying one of the suspects to be 16 years old who only have an advanced or matured face and body structure that makes him look older than his age. Azuka was reportedly kidnapped on December 24, 2024, along Gugunawampa Road in Inland Town, Onitsha, while returning home for Christmas. He was abducted at gunpoint in a swift operation that lasted less than 5 minutes, according to Punch newspaper. The lawmaker, a chieftain of the Labour Party, reclaimed his mandate following a court ruling that nullified the victory of Douglas Eguna of the People's Democratic Party, who was initially declared the winner of the 2023 election. Reacting to the arrest of Akwa Okuko in a press statement on Sunday, the IPOB lawyer, Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, said the arrest did not only trample on his fundamental rights, but also raises serious questions about the abuse of state power for political or personal vendettas. The statement reads, "It is deeply concerning that Chief Chidozia Nwangu, popularly known as Akwa Okuko Tiwara Aki, has been unlawfully arrested by the Anambra State government. This egregious act not only tramples on his fundamental rights but also raises serious questions about the abuse of state power for political or personal vendettas." A few weeks after the establishment of the Agunekemba security outfit, I expressed concerns about the potential misuse of the outfit for settling political scores, concerns that, unfortunately, are now being debated. Since news of Akwa Okuko's arrest broke, my phones have been flooded with calls and messages from concerned individuals, all questioning the legality of his detention. Upon further inquiry, I learned that he was invited for a meeting by the Deputy Governor of Anambra State, who personally called him. However, rather than a routine engagement, this invitation appears to have been a trap, one that has now led to his unjust detention. The crux of the matter lies in a trending undated video in which Akwa Okuko allegedly spoke about preparing a substance called Okitai. Notably, I was meant to understand that this video was neither released on his official platforms nor promoted by him. However, even if we assume, without conceding, that he made such statements, the fundamental question remains, what crime has he committed? Legal and constitutional violations, sections 38, 39, and 40 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, provide clear, extensive, and unequivocal protections for every citizen's freedom of thought, conscience, religion, and expression. These rights are sacrosanct and cannot be arbitrarily infringed upon by any government, authority, or local laws. Specifically, Section 38 guarantees the right to practice and propagate one's religion freely, whether in private or in public, alone or with others. Section 39 upholds the right to freedom of expression, including the right to hold opinions and disseminate information without interference. By unlawfully detaining Chief Chidozie Nwangwu based on his religious and personal declarations, whether actual or perceived, the Anambra State government has blatantly violated these constitutional rights. Who is Akwa Okuko? Chief Chidozie Nwangwu is a renowned and successful traditional doctor, widely recognized for his metaphysical beliefs by his adherents. Contrary to the misconceptions being peddled, I have been reliably informed that he has consistently discouraged individuals without legitimate means of livelihood from seeking his services. I was further informed that he has publicly declared that only those engaged in genuine trade or business should consult him, demonstrating a strong ethical stance in his practice. If his arrest is indeed linked or limited to the aforementioned viral video, then this amounts to an unlawful detention and must be unequivocally condemned. His continued incarceration represents a gross violation of his fundamental rights and an abuse of power by the Anambra State government. Concerns about the Agunekemba security outfit. I have been a strong advocate of the Agunekemba security outfit, having publicly commended its launch as a necessary step toward tackling criminal activities by known state actors that had previously terrorized our dear state. There were initial concerns that the security initiative lacked timely state support, allowing criminals to wreak havoc before Governor Soludo finally intervened. Now, with the 2025 Anambra gubernatorial election approaching, it appears that the goalpost is shifting, raising suspicions of political manipulation. Any attempt to use Agunekemba as a tool for silencing perceived political opponents will be roundly resisted by well-meaning Anambarians. Call for immediate and unconditional release. Given these troubling developments, I call on the Anambra State government to immediately and unconditionally release Chief Chidozie Nwangwu. His detention is not only illegal but also sets a dangerous precedent for the suppression of religious and expressive freedoms in our state. Agunekemba security outfit should remain focused on its core mandate, combating crime, and not being hijacked for political witch hunts. If the state government attempts to subvert its original purpose, the people of Anambra will resolutely reject such misdirection. Let wise counsel prevail, said and signed by Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Last year, Akwa Okuko Tiwaraki was kidnapped around 11:30 p.m. on Sunday, July 23, 2024 at his Triple P Hotel in Oba, Idemili North local government area of the state after the kidnappers shot dead two of his security guards. It was widely rumored that he paid between 200 and 300 million naira to regain his freedom with the help of his friends who apparently contributed the money as the kidnappers continued to scale up their demands. To draw the curtains close, Anambra State Commissioner of Police, Enage Ogbono Itam, while parading the suspects behind the abduction and killing of the Anambra State lawmaker, Justice Azuka, stated below in quote, "Good afternoon ladies and gentlemen of the press and happy new month to you all. Our interaction today is to highlight some of the notable breakthroughs recorded by the Anambra State Police Command on major incidents in the state within the period under review. Many of you are aware of the gruesome murder of Honorable Justice Azuka, the Honorable State House of Assembly member representing Onitsha North Constituency 1 in the Anambra State House of Assembly, who was abducted on the 24th of December 2024 in Onitsha. This serious incident motivated the command to go the extra mile in intelligence gathering and discreet investigation. In the early hours of the 6th of February 2025 at the Second Niger Bridge, the joint security team comprising of the police and AVG operatives on a mission to rescue the abducted Honorable State House of Assembly member representing Onitsha North, Honorable Azuka, his lifeless body was regrettably found at the scene. May his soul rest in perfect peace. Given the above on the same day, The command operatives, in a joint operation with Anambra State vigilante operatives acting on intelligence-led information, arrested 9 suspects actively involved in this unfortunate incident and recovered 2 pump-action guns. One of the suspects sustained a gunshot injury in his leg during a gun duel with the police operatives. The arrested suspects include Ugochukwu Onuora, aged 30 years, Ikemefuna Osai, aged 20 years, Ikena Orugu, aged 27 years, Chibuke Obifuna, aged 19 years, Chinonso Olisa, aged 19 years, Chinedu Okoli, aged 21 years, David Ojeni, aged 25 years, and the most notorious of them, one Peter Sunday, aged 20 years, with a big tattoo inscription of "No Peace 4D Government" on his chest. The command operatives have also successfully arrested one Chidebere Nwosu, a kidnapped suspect in Uruagu, Nnewi, and neutralized some of his gang members that were involved in the attack of police personnel attached to the Rapid Response Squad after a successful arrest on the 3rd of October 2024. We have also neutralized more than 100 notorious criminals and successfully destroyed many criminal camps in Ufuma, Ezeowel, Achala, Obaru, and many other places in the state. I want to extend our gratitude to the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Adeolu Egbetukun, for his guidance and overall support. Also appreciate the Executive Governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo, sister agencies, the media, residents of the state, Anambra State vigilante operatives, civil society groups, organizations, and many others for their unflinching support within the nine months that I spent in the state as the Commissioner of Police in the light of the nation. Please be assured that the confidence reposed on the police and other security agencies for the protection of lives and properties of residents is not to be taken for granted. Thanks once again, and may God bless us all.
The Akune Temba and the Sasa. I am very, very, very happy. You people have made Anambra State. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. You people have made Anambra State. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Professor Chukwuma Soludo will not forget this day. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Speaker of Anambra State, House of Assembly, 8th Assembly, will never forget this day. Amen. I'm telling you the gospel truth. You people have proved that you don't get in Anambra. We don't know where you people are. Yes. We don't know. But I'm telling you, we will all know you people. We will all get on us. You understand? When you were able to tell us everything that has to do with others, that's the only thing that will keep you. Okay? So we thank you. We need to move. And we are soon, we will come back. We will still come back here with you. Yes. And so that you will come and pack the person, the body remain. You will pack him. The way you people dropped him. Don't worry, don't worry. There is time for packing. There is time for packing. This is where we have our Honorable Justice Binta, member representing Onitsha North. My brother, it's so unfortunate, but you can see, we go to Anambra State, the government of Anambra State, House of Assembly, we have not been sleeping. The only thing is that we swore that whether you are dead or alive, we must get you. If your family don't meet you alive, they will meet your body remain. And today we have achieved a great success. We have nothing much to do. We will continue to hunt others. We must get all of you. Thank you.
The video that is going viral.
Yeah. It's not my page that post the video.
And the law, you said you know about the law.
Yeah. I hear about the law, about Oki. I know the two since when I hear go to my page, you see nothing like that.
Okay, you know you have already stopped it.
Yeah, because they say okay, do this, okay, I just stop it. But that okay, now we give them Ghana. Okay, they will not be Nanem. Okay, then I'm some way. But now because of that one, they're there for what?
So, gentlemen, we are going to push further. We must. So we want to see those things. Okay. We want to even see where you do these things, and then the evidence that what you're doing, and then even your shop, okay, where it is, and that is what the law says. And
a large percentage of our youth, 99.99%, are hardworking. They are honest people. They want to take their destiny in their own hands. They want to have a future for themselves. They only need our push. But all of us must bond together and fight that 0.01% because they are giving us a bad name. If you come out and surrender, we will devise special 1U2 skills for you, train you and empower you and reintegrate you into society. But if you fail to come out from there, I can tell you with the Agone Chamber and Operation Udogachi, we are coming after you. We are coming after you. We are coming after you. There will be no hiding place. They have to make a choice. And for us, we've chosen the path of enterprise, hard work, and integrity. For them, they choose now to be in the bush and come out to collect from those who have worked hard. We said that won't work. Not in Anambra.
United Nations. UN says dozens of inmates with more than 150 female prisoners alongside their babies were burnt alive on January 27, 2025 when some detainees at Munzenze prison in Goma set fire on the facility to escape after M23 advanced to take over the city, forcing prison guards to flee and shot dead many inmates. Videos posted online by local media showed UN staff recovering some of the bodies burnt beyond recognition at the female cells. One of the relatives of the burnt inmates said her mother was committed to the prison 2 years ago for stealing. She was able to recognize her mother's body, saying her mother had braided hair before the prison break, adding that the baby her mother had while inside the prison also died in the inferno. One of the female prisoners who sustained injuries from the inferno while speaking from her hospital bed, said that there were over 124 babies at the Munzenze prison facility, explaining that most of them were asleep when the fire came falling on them, including the babies. It was also gathered that some of the female prisoners among the more than 150 persons burnt alive during the incident were raped by the escaping male detainees. More than 4,000 detainees escaped as the M23 rebel alliance battled with Congolese forces over control of the city, CNN correspondent Salma Abdul-Aziz reported. A senior UN official in the Democratic Republic of Congo said on Wednesday that nearly 3,000 people were killed in the fighting between M23 militants and the Congolese National Army over control of the Goma eastern city. Vivian van de Perry, the deputy head of the United Nations mission in the DRC, reportedly told reporters in a video call from Goma that UN teams are actively helping the M23 to collect the dead from the city's streets. She said that, so far, 2,000 bodies have been retrieved and 900 others are in hospital morgues. CNN reported that the UN Human Rights Office spokesperson, Sif Magango, said that most of the 165 female prisoners who were raped by escaping male inmates died in the fire. CNN added that, between 9 and 13 female inmates, all of whom had also been raped, survived the blaze, Magango added, citing a judicial source in the DRC. We did not independently verify the judicial official's report ourselves, but we do consider his account to be credible, Magango told CNN Thursday. The male inmates, some of whom were killed by prison guards, plotted a mass escape on January 27 as the M23 rebel alliance battled with Congolese forces in Goma over control of the city, the UN-sponsored Radio Okapi reported Monday. Local observers said, as rebels entered the city, Goma's Munzenze prison became a center of the violence. It was set on fire, prisoners were burnt alive, and thousands escaped. Meanwhile, thousands of Goma city residents attended a Thursday rally organized by M23 rebels who sought to reassure them of safety under their administration as they tried to show up public support amid growing international pressure. The head of M23 rebels, General Colonel Nanga ordered the citizens of Goma City to clean up the city so as to attract tourists. He added that Goma will be the capital city of the new Congo nation. In a media interview, General Colonel Nanga voiced strong dissatisfaction after the East African Community (EAC) and Southern African Development Community (SADC) denied his request to attend peace talks in Dar es Salaam. Nanga insists that without M23 representation, decisions made at the conference will be effective. Nanga was once a key ally of President Tshisekedi. Nanga previously served as the president of the Congo Independent National Electoral Commission between 2015 and 2021. He declared the Congo president, Felix Tshisekedi, winner of the 2018 presidential election and later had dispute with President Tshisekedi over the election results, with allegations of election manipulation in favor of Tshisekedi, and thereafter formed a coalition of rebel groups in North Kivu and the Eastern DRC known as the Alliance Fleuve Congo, AFC, which includes the M23 movement. Video footage showed some battle scars remained with bodies of Congolese soldiers yet to be recovered littered the streets of Goma, especially the road leading to the airport. CGTN Africa in an exclusive footage reported the aftermath of the battle in Goma with abandoned weapons and a blocked airport as M23 rebels tighten control still yet to be reopened. The remains of the South Africa soldiers killed in Goma have been transported from Goma across the Rwanda-DRC border. Local media reported that they crossed the La Corniche border post during the week, with the United Nations facilitating the transportation. The remains were thereafter repatriated to South Africa by air from Uganda. It would be recalled we had reported that, in a bitter reaction to the statement credited to South Africa President Cyril Ramaphosa over the killing of 13 SA soldiers in Goma by M23 rebels, Rwanda President Paul Kagame has talked off over President Ramaphosa's description of Rwanda Defense Force, RDF, as a militia group working with M23 and the SA president threat. Racial and commented on President Cyril Ramaphosa's social media post published, accused South Africa of being a party in the conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo, who always launch offensive operations against M23 rebels, only trying to manipulate the public by thus falsely claiming to be a peacekeeper in a war the SA has joined hands to escalate. This, as hundreds of Romanian mercenaries contracted to fight against M23 rebels ceded or surrendered to M23 rebels in the presence of the rebels' spokesperson, Willy Angoma Ingoma, who was seen in videos warning and cautioning the Romanians never to come to Congo to fight against them before the Romanians were transported to Rwanda for further assistance to their country. We had reported that over 1,200 men of the Armed Forces of Democratic Republic of Congo have ceded or surrendered Goma, the country's largest city, to M23 rebels, with DRC military uniforms flooding the streets after the pulled off the army attires and took refuge at UN peacekeeping military base, leaving South Africa soldiers to continue to fight on. But South African military formation in Congo in a statement denying that its men did not surrender to M23 rebels, insisting that the white flag hoisted by one of his soldiers during heavy gun battle with the rebels was normal military tradition for both sides to cease fire to enable the South Africa troops passage to receive medical supply and as well give room to the M23 rebels the opportunity to rescue their men injured in front of the South Africa military base near Goma Airport. This, as thousands of pro-government protesters attacked and burned some portions of US, French, Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, and other foreign embassies in Kinshasa. We previously had reported that thousands of prisoners at Munzenze prison facility in Goma, the capital city of North Kivu province in the Democratic Republic of Congo, may have set themselves free after M23 rebels took control of Goma early morning hours, with videos posted online showing civilians flooding back to Goma and welcoming the M23 rebels in a rousing manner. Earlier same day, we also reported that one of the most troubled countries in Africa, Democratic Republic of Congo, government begged civilian residents in the country to flood streets on Monday the 27th of January 2025, just as M23 rebels are now in control of Goma, after killing the Congolese military commander, over 9 South Africa soldiers, a total of 12 UN peacekeepers, forcing other Congolese soldiers to surrender their weapons before the 3 a.m. Monday 27, 2025 deadline set. We had earlier in January 2025 reported that M23 rebels in the Democratic Republic of Congo early this year advanced and seized the town of Masisi. Same period, the Congolese government sent 172 death row prisoners to executioners, with 102 already confirmed executed, while the government kept mum on the third batch of 70 prisoners, including the May 19, 2024 37 coup plotters who were convicted and sentenced to death in September 2024, just as the country Minister of Justice, Constant Mutamba, threatened journalists with death penalty.
Bringing you the news in a more digital way.